everyone, I am Melanie Jongsma, publisher of the Lansing Journal, sitting here with Carole Sharwarko, our managing editor. We got out of the Thornton Township meeting. This was the first regular meeting run by the new administration, Napoleon Harris and his team of trustees. And it was a short meeting.
It was short.
About 28 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
And the general atmosphere was quite celebratory and kind of a sense of relief or hope. There was hope.
Yeah.
And that came through even in the public comments that were scheduled at the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah, people were definitely thanking the new board, welcoming them, letting them know that they were excited they were there. And I would say that the atmosphere in the room was overall one of calm and, kind of happiness. And certainly a contrast to meetings where Tiffany Henyard was supervisor. Right.
Somebody mentioned there was a lightness that had been missing during the previous administration, and that was all true. We felt that too. We did, however, come away with some concerns that we feel it's important to share with our viewing audience.
We did as part of our news analysis here. It was a short meeting, and part of the reason it was so short was that there was no discussion of any of the items on the agenda. So typically in Robert's Rules of Order in a meeting, there's an item on the agenda, someone makes a motion to approve the item, whatever it happens to be, someone else seconds it, and then whoever's leading the meeting, in this case the supervisor, calls for discussion.
Right.
That was skipped. So
no discussion.
There was no discussion. Not sure if it was just overlooked or what, but that was one issue with how the meeting was run.
Yeah, and those times of discussion are important. We depend on those times of discussion in order to hear what the trustees are thinking about the items that are on the agenda.
Yeah, they'll often explain first of all what the item on the agenda means, because in a lot of cases we don't have a lot of context for it. And they'll also explain, how they're feeling about it, why they're going to vote the way that they do. And sometimes they'll address members of the public directly and talk during those times. So it was really unfortunate that there was none of that those items were missed, that time was missed.
Yeah, and that was especially important for a couple of the items on the agenda, which we were not clear what these, the ordinance one, for example. An ordinance was revoked tonight, and there was absolutely no discussion. This is an ordinance that had been just enacted in 2024, less than a year ago, and now in the first meeting of this new board, it's being rescinded.
Right.
That I felt deserved some discussion.
And it was it's an ordinance specifically, not an ordinance anymore, related to using township property to promote one's personal image. I'm paraphrasing. So it was certainly something that was a sensitive issue. And I think anytime you're rescinding something, you're repealing an ordinance, I think that's a great time to have a little bit of discussion about it and to explain, why something that we decided was important enough to codify into law, we now believe is important enough to rescind. A bit confusing.
Yeah, and you talked to Trustee Gonzalez after the meeting, and did you get an explanation?
He offered a bit of an explanation. He said that it was time, rescinding the ordinance was helping things get back to normal, that it was basically, paraphrasing, that it was an ordinance put in place to kind of rein in Tiffany Henyard, and now that she was gone, they don't necessarily need those reins, and we're not sure that's true.
Right. I mean, I remember when those ordinances were under discussion under the previous administration, and the whole point was this would be good governance for anyone, not just for Tiffany Henyard. Tiffany Henyard made it necessary, but they're good practices. So yeah, I have questions about that ordinance and why that had to be on in the first meeting.
Right. Then there were a couple of other items that just were misses during the meeting. Trustee Valeria Stubbs was not at the meeting, which of course is not a big deal, but her name was never called during roll call. It should have been called and, allowed for her to not answer. We can't just assume, in the minutes that someone wasn't at the meeting. And then also at the end of the meeting was an item for closed session. So a board has to put on the agenda if they intend to go into a closed session to discuss matters that they can't discuss in front of the general public. Sometimes boards will do it as kind of a placeholder just in case they need to go into closed session, and then they'll say, we're not going into closed session tonight. In this case, that item was completely skipped on the agenda. When I asked new clerk Casey Nesbitt about it, she said, well, we didn't need closed session, but I do believe that according to Robert's rules, they still should have addressed that item on the agenda and said, well, we don't need it, so we're going to skip it. You don't simply not address an item on the agenda because they're on there for a reason.
That's a good point. These agendas are public documents and they are required to be released to the public at least 48 hours ahead of a meeting. And that's so that the public will know what is going to be discussed. That's why it's released, so that the public can look at this document and know these items are going to be addressed in this meeting. They can see, I want to be there for that. I want to hear what this discussion is. I want to make sure I'm there. So the board is required to discuss everything that's on the agenda and nothing that is not on the agenda.
Correct.
That's why it's released. And that's kind of basic
meeting procedure, I would say.
Yeah.
So some folks...
We're chalking it up to this being a new board. Maybe you don't know. I feel like they should have known that, but we're giving them grace, but we're still keeping it, we're keeping our eyes open.
Yeah, these are things that gave us pause. Certainly, it's a new board, so part of it is we're really curious, what they think, what's important to these trustees, what do they want to vote on, what are they...
We want to hear them talk.
We want to hear them say something as trustees, not as candidates. They're done being candidates. P.S. They didn't say much as candidates either. But they're trustees now, and they have a responsibility to communicate with the residents who are at the meeting, and it's really their opportunity to show what's going on and why they're voting the way that they are. So it was disappointing for us, I think, to not get any of that.
To sum up, we still have questions, we have concerns. We are willing to wait and see. It was the first meeting, so yes.
But that's why we asked our questions, so that they know that we're paying attention. And, I communicated to a couple members of the board. People want to hear this stuff. People are coming off of a Tiffany Henyard administration where they didn't get any explanation for anything that was anything they could rely on. So there are people out there that really have their ears perked and are listening. Just so you know, board. And I said, maybe that's my personal opinion, but that's my communication to you, trustee.
So that's our assessment of the meeting. We did record the meeting, and that's the video that follows. See what you think.
Let us know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe.
By the way, if you appreciate local news like this, especially if you are local to Lansing, Illinois, you should subscribe to our local news email. It's free, and it helps us, and it helps you too. Subscribing is the most consistent and convenient way to get all the local news we publish. It doesn't depend on algorithms or SEO or other high-tech voodoo. It just shows up in your inbox for free every morning. Click on the link in the description below or on the QR code on the screen somewhere and sign up today. Thank you.
That is I was just sitting in the hallway. I was working on my phone. We both, he recognized me. We both did adult. So I checked the call sheet. Like, is that really him? We can go sit in there for a while.
Thornton Township meeting is called to order. Clerk Nathaniel, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Present.
Trustee Stanley.
Present.
Trustee Avant. Present. Assessor Cassandra Hobart Aston. Commissioner Antoine Russell.
Here, present.
Madam Oh, Supervisor Harris.
We have a quorum. Would everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance? Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to call Pastor Nathaniel Bowman up for a word of prayer.
Yeah.
Dear God of heaven, we are pausing now to say once again thank you. Thank you again for the meetings of the mind. Thank you for everyone that represents this township leadership. And we ask, dear God, as the meeting goes on, that there's no answer. Oh God, no question that cannot be answered. That you give these leaders wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of how to run this great township, to take it to heights unseen. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank God. Amen.
Amen.
At this time, we're going to open up the... Testing. There you go. At this time, we're going to open it up for public comments.
Public comments, you have 3 minutes. Paul Robertz.
Good evening, neighbors.
Good evening.
I wish to use my time before you to speak to those who may not have been participants in township board meetings for the last year or so. After decades of perfunctory meetings with rubber stamp boards, Thornton Township all of a sudden became newsworthy. As criticism of the previous supervisor grew, there were times when that administration excluded the public from board meetings, or assaulted or took to court those who spoke publicly against the previous administration. After the feds delivered subpoenas, 2 trustees decided to represent the residents instead of the supervisor, and board meetings became contentious and viewed worldwide. When township board meetings became too dangerous for some of the trustees or the township attorney to attend in person, we residents noticed that local, county, and state law enforcement still ignored our pleas for help. Many of us wondered then if higher-level county or state politicians condoned corruption in Thornton Township government when they told us to wait for the feds or to wait for the election. Well, for the first time in 30 years, most township officers in the 2025 general election did not run unopposed. Some of us hope that Thornton Township might become a democracy instead of a dictatorship. Unfortunately, 85% of registered voters did not vote for anyone. The question is, how can the board best learn the needs of the residents they are supposed to serve, knowing that their overwhelming choice for township supervisor was none of the above? Will you at least schedule a time when the public can ask you questions, like what the Dalton trustees have been doing every month? My first three questions are: one, last year we demanded a 3-year forensic audit of every township department. Although the board approved this 8 months ago, there has been no RFP. Number two, why haven't the trustees mentioned anything about the process to prepare this year's budgets, which I believe should be up for vote this week? Lack of budget and no audited financial records were the previous board's reasons for not authorizing activities that are like some of those up for vote on today's agenda. 3, in the March 2024 election, we voted for the establishment of a second township-funded food pantry, but no one ever followed up. There already exist several well-managed food pantries in Thornton Township. Might it be more efficient to evaluate those we have already and then subsidize an existing one instead of starting from nothing with a new food pantry managed by political appointees? I look forward to your responses. Thanks.
Next up, Mr. Burt. Brunu?
It's Mrs. Burt.
Sorry, Mrs. Burt.
Good evening to all my Thornton Township neighbors.
Good evening.
My name is Brunu Burt, and I am a resident of Thornton Township now for close to 40 years. Originally, I lived for 8 years in Dalton before moving to South Holland, where I currently reside. I basically put my name down to speak today because I have been such a long-standing person in this community, and for the last 3 years, I was almost unable to attend a board meeting just based on how it affected my health. I am looking forward to working with a new board. I'm looking forward to having all the things that have gone on for the last 3 years continue to be in the rearview mirror for Thornton Township. I don't have a list of things. I have things in my head, and you'll see me at future meetings, and I look forward to that.
Ramona Adair.
Good evening, everyone, including the board. I just want to congratulate all of you for representing us. And I know it's been a long, hard fight, but we're over that. And what I want to say, I was not able to attend a lot of the township meetings due to my health. But I'm looking forward to great and mighty things from all of you. And I know that it has been a struggle, but you're in a new struggle now. So I'm looking forward to you all, and looking forward to attending all of the township meetings. I'm a Harvey resident. I've been there for about 10 years, so I'm still learning things. I'm still learning new things about the township and also about our meetings at Harvey. But I'm willing to learn, and I have questions, but I don't have them now. So what you will see my face in some of these meetings. I started coming early, which was around May, due to my health. But I've watched everything on YouTube, so I was able to view a lot of things. And I just want to say I'm proud of you all. And I think we got somebody that is going to listen to us, because we need somebody to hear us as well. Thank you.
Wendy Kelly Coleman.
Hi, I wasn't planning to speak today, but as you all know by now, I'm a busybody and I like to stay involved in what's going on in the township. I heard people mentioning years. I moved away, so I heard talking about McKinley Junior High and Thornwood, and all my kids went there and they're now grown. I met you when you first opened up your Vegas Pizza. You showed me, you probably don't remember, but you showed me around the place. You're very proud of it, ain't you? Congratulations to you all. Of course, I've been poking around already, and I noticed some things that still need to be done on your website. I still see some references to Hinyard out there, and so I'm eager to see that gone and to see information totally about the new administration up there, but I have total confidence that we've got the right people in place now to make this township what it should have been and stop the madness. So I'll be at the meetings. I promised Mary, she's my friend, that I would be showing up. I stopped showing up a while ago due to the disrespect. I said I'm not going to waste my time anymore. But I'm back now that we've got a new administration in, and I'm very, very optimistic about the future of the township. Thank you.
Mr. Dan Lee.
Did anyone else notice how everyone was smiling when you got here today? You have no idea how good that feels. But there are a couple of things that I was wondering about. That forensic audit that was mentioned by Mr. Roberts, is it possible to get updates on that monthly, at least on the website, if not here at the meetings? Because that, to me, is one of the main things that we need to do to move forward. We can't do anything unless we know how we stand financially and have it confirmed. Secondly, the Senate having an election pretty soon. There were several candidates out there that are asking for our votes. This is what I'm thinking. Since we're only going to do one meeting a month for the next, June, July, and August, I'm thinking that possibly, since they want our vote, come here and tell us what the hell you're going to do for us. A lot of them did not show up doing all our turmoil over the last several years. And I saw a whole bunch of them waiting in line for chicken at the inauguration. Enough of that, okay? You want our vote, show up and show out. Show us what you're going to do and let us know that you're not going to disappear when the cameras disappear. And I have a question about one item on the ordinance, on the agenda. Ordinance 24007, item B. I don't quite understand. I understand that had been rescinded and it's going to be reversed, or maybe I have that wrong, I don't know. But I would, if you get a chance, you could explain it. I can't be the only one that doesn't know what that is. I have no clue what the heck that's all about. And it was really nice to see the unity between Thornton Township and some of our newly elected Dalton officials at the parade on Memorial Day. We need more of that. We ought to establish some joint ventures, not just with Dalton, but whoever gets elected and whatnot, we can get out there and meet the people together, and that can only help our community. So that was really nice to see, all those smiling faces, Thornton Township and Dalton, and nobody was fighting, nobody was arguing, everybody was smiling, everybody was happy. It's not going to always be that way, but hell, we can hope, can't we? And this is from a young lady asked me to ask you all. That west side door that says go around to the front to get in. Some folks park on that side. Is it possible to get that manned open, for some people that have access, could have better access to get in and out of the building? That's something that might be helpful on the agenda going forward. Okay, I won't waste any more of your time, but just some items that, off the top of my head. Thank you.
Dr. Nicole Scott.
Good evening, everyone. I really don't have anything to say, but just thank you. And I just wanted to congratulate everyone on being in the seat that you're in. I am a resident of South Holland, but I am also a business owner, and it is in Dalton. It's not a secret. These last 2 years have been very challenging, but I am glad that we can finally turn the page, and I am looking forward to working with this new administration to really do some great things in the Southland. For those who know me, and I am saying the same thing to you all, see my heart. It is definitely for the community. And so I'm just looking forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Angela Russell.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angela Russell. I am a newer member to Thornton Township. I've been in Dalton, a homeowner, since 2021 of December. I come to you to provide information. So one of the things that I've heard people say a lot of is how much more relaxed these meetings are. I am a mental health professional, and we recently established a partnership with Dalton to be a part of their mental health hub with the agency I'm with named Envision Unlimited. And I'm hoping we can extend those services throughout Thornton Township. We recently had a lunch and learn at Calumet City Library. We're planning a Dalton event for this Thursday evening to introduce some of the services that Envision Unlimited has that we will bring it directly to Dalton. We want to make sure everything's accessible. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to make those partnerships with more communities in the Southland. We're also a part of the Southland Ministerial Health Alliance Network, and we'll be working with the ministers to help bridge the gap between faith and mental health. And we've already have some training scheduled for our ministerial and clergy leaders. So I did bring some information for this board to have that we already provided to the Dalton board. I want to make sure that you have the information that we're giving to everyone so that we can collaborate and form a partnership to bring mental health services to Thornton Township. I understand that's something that you had before and you're working to kind of revive those things. Hopefully Envision Unlimited can be one of the partners. Everything that we provide is free. We have a state grant and we provide mental health education, not just to clergy, but to community members in ways that you can understand and relate. On our team, we have a pastor who is also a psychotherapist. We have myself, a mental health specialist with 25 years experience in mental health, not just with adults, but also working with children and people of different intellectual abilities. We also have 2 community certified recovery support specialists. These are people who have lived experience with mental health and mental illness, who are now trained to provide supportive services. So oftentimes when we see a therapist or a psychiatrist, you don't think that they can relate. Well, on our team, we've all had lived experience with some type of mental illness or mental health challenges. We want to normalize the conversation and reduce that stigma so that we all can heal in our own ways. And we also help people to understand how to have conversations with people to talk about mental health or mental illness and just provide support. Lastly, we don't just have those conversations. We refer you to resources to help you get the support that you need. And again, everything is free. So I have that information with you in the links for that. Thank you.
The first order of business is the approval of minutes. To approve the minutes of the special board meeting for May 19, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the special board meeting for May 19, 2025.
Motion was made by Trustee Byron, seconded by trustee Avant. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion passes. The next is the approval of bills. A, general fund. I move that we approve the general funds bill excluding items 27 through 30. There a second?
Second.
Clerk, take the roll.
Trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion passes. Next, the approval of bills from the General Assistance Fund, item 7B, and also the Road and Bridge Fund, item 7C. Is there a second? Second. Second by trustee Gonzalez. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant,
Yes.
trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. So items B and C, on item 7, B and C passes. Next, we're moving on to old business. There's no old business to take up. The approval of resolutions, proclamations, and ordinances. Section 9A, approval of ordinance number 25-003, establishing the rules of the government meeting for a township board of Cook County, Thornton Township of Cook County, Illinois. Is there a second?
Second.
I move to establish the ordinance 25-003, seconded by trustee Avant. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion carries and the ordinance is passed. Next, item 9B, the Rescission of Ordinance number 24-007, regulating the use of the merchandise and personnel promotion of elected officials, appointed officials from the township, Cook County, Illinois. Second. Second. Seconded by trustee Gonzalez. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion carries. Next, we're moving right along to new business. Item, section 10 of new business, item A, the approval of the Summer Enrichment Program. I make a motion that we approve the Summer Enrichment Program. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant,
Yes.
trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion carries. Next is the approval of township officials of Illinois for the newly elected official training and virtual workshop. Is there a second? Second. Second by trustee Gonzalez. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion carries. Next, the approval of upcoming events, item C on section 10. Items 1, 2, and 3. Item 1 is bingo, May 29th, 2025, from 4 to 6. Father's Day event is the June 10th event on Saturday, June 14th, 2025. And everybody's birthday that provides this opportunity through the Senior Services Program is going to be Monday, June 30th, 2025. Is there a motion to pass all three of the upcoming events approved by the board? Is there a second?
I'll make a motion to approve the upcoming events.
Second.
Trustee Stanley makes the motion to approve the three events, seconded by trustee Avant. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley,
Yes.
trustee Avant,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
supervisor Harris.
Yes. The motion carries and the events are approved. Next order of business is section 10, item D, the appointment of administrative assistant. Stephanie Wiedeman, is there a motion to appoint administrative assistant?
Motion to appoint administrative assistant. Second.
Motion by trustee Gonzalez, second by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant. Yes. Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Stanley.
Yes.
Supervisor Harris.
Yes. Motion carries. There's no trustees report, and under the supervisor's report, we're still in the process of collecting information regarding the audit that was being conducted, still gathering information on that, and we'll report back once I gather all information regarding that. Also, over yesterday, we had a great time at the parade, the South Island Parade, as well as the Village of Thornton parade as well. Trustees came out, it was festive atmosphere, everyone was happy, joyous, and getting along, and we expected that type of behavior to be inclusive around the whole township. So I plan on making it my business to connect with every inch of the township, every mayor, every, as they say, nook and cranny from all 17 communities, to see and to answer questions amongst the residents of what we can do as a body to make sure that the township is being effective in your community. So that's my supervisor report. Once we get more information back regarding the audit, we will share that accordingly. With no further business coming before this body, someone make a motion to adjourn.
Closed session?
Trustee Avant makes a motion to adjourn, seconded by trustee Stanley. The motion at 6:49 p.m. The motion carries. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Awesome.